say it's time for aware and beware. Let's find out a little bit about what the energy has to say. What kind of message stream is out there? Now these messages, these collective messages, they may apply to you watching. They may apply to someone else. They're collective messages after all. These messages are timeless. If you feel called to, I do invite you to check out the other readings done on this series on my channel. You can find it if you just search Aware or Beware. And what I recommend that you do is choose a video. I've been doing them since last fall, quite a while now. I guess 8 months or so. Choose a video and just watch any part that strikes you. If you're a subscriber, thank you for being part of the channel. If you're a supporter, thank you for your donations and financial support. Mystic Moons is not monetized, so your support greatly helps the content being produced here for the collective readings. Know that a lot of the collective readings that are being done here would not be able to be done without your support. So not only are you supporting the channel, you're also sharing with a greater community. That's something that's very important to me, which is why I do these collective readings. You know, what benefits, what can we do, what singular actions can we do that benefits people, benefits groups of people? I come from a household that believes in the best potential of people and to try and do what we can for the betterment of our community, no matter how local or how global. So I think we'll get started. We already rang the tingshas. I have my cards all out. Thank you for the likes. And let's get started. Aware and beware. What kind of message is out right now? You know, we just passed, well, we actually didn't just pass, we just stepped into the Jupiter entering Cancer. This whole next 12 months is supposed to be some really special times for everybody, regardless of what your sun sign is. So I'm actually curious, what kind of messages do we have? I'd almost build out some new cards, but no point yet. Let's see. First message we're going to start with. Seven of Swords, the Tower. The Tower, we have Seven of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, all under there. What basically this tells me is things are going to be heating up for you. I would say perhaps not all of the opportunities that are coming your way in this energy are large offers, or perhaps delectable offers, but they're definitely usable. Think about it like you're getting a whole bunch of apples, provided you like apples. If you don't like apples, then say pears. If you don't like pears, then say nectarines. You get the point. You can even say mangoes for that matter. Basically, what I have here is that there are a whole bunch of offers that are coming your way. Perhaps you will be able to juggle several of them, make them work towards your advantage. But the main message here is Tower, and that's what we're going to find more about. In other words, let me go and say with those sevens that are coming up there, Page of Pentacles and bottom of the deck energy, things are going to start heating up. I also say that you have choices, not all the choices you can partake of, but you can definitely partake of some of them. They're going to be that small that you can go and stack a few on your plate. And you will have to decide the usefulness of what you will engage in, what you won't engage in, what you will juggle, and why. I'm also going to say, too, something that I feel here, especially with the fact that those bottom of the deck energies were clarified by the Tower, that also, while all of them may appear like small items, small opportunities, small apples, precisely because it's clarifying the Tower, they can grow into something more. You could get an apple, but somehow maybe those apples get you actual trees or grow into golden apples. In other words, the initial offers of some of these things are going to be much more potent than what they initially appear, or what they initially lead up to. Maybe by dealing with that situation, you can hop and jump to another one. Lots of hopping, jumping, juggling in this Tower energy. Also, too, with Seven of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, you have to use your own indiscretion and your own wits. What do you hold back on? What kind of face do you put forward as you're dealing with each situation? Where is the opportunity to go and move around? There are opportunities. They are not there with a big flag. They have to be strategized about. All that energy is here in the Tower. So now let's go and find out about the Tower. I have mentally unstable, sorry, admire, shy, mentally unstable, shy. I almost want to pull another Tower on there because those are realizations you don't exactly get to overnight despite a Tower energy. You don't get there overnight. I am going to pull one more Tarot. I want to see if this is something bigger than all those minor arcana cards. Oops. Eight of Wands fell out. Who is blocking you? You are being throttled. You are being blocked. Energy is mentally unstable, sorry, admire, shy. How were you being blocked? I don't really have any magic type cards in this deck to go and see anything of that nature, but I can tell at the very general level somebody was standing in your way. Someone, or perhaps you were running into a situation of energies that were blocking your way. I want to say energies because also think about ley lines, and with the tower being also to a location. I mean, part of the connotations here are also location specific. The energy, the ley lines that you could have been exactly operating on top of were just not energies that were conducive to you. But that's what I have here with these 4 cards. You are being throttled in some way from progressing, from advancing. Not even delayed, just throttled. And like a dam breaking, all that water is coming forth like a pile of wood stacked higher and higher. The pen that contained it has buckled under the weight. And so, that which was restrained, that which was held back, is coming out. Things are going to be moving very, 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 very fast. Very fast. I also do find it a little funny with 8 of Wands and Sun. I find this a little funny because, of course, just talking about that energy of Jupiter and Cancer. Well, Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius. Sagittarius is exalted in Cancer. Clear skies progressing now. I'm going to flip these under because I'm wanting to go and pull a few more. So I have foreign, I have emotional, I have soulmate, and I have Ivy League. I have success coming here. I actually am curious now about what these are. Is this a person arriving? Is this travel? Travel that you're meant to do? Because what I have here is a situation that you're meant to do. 7 of Swords. Queen of Swords. You're meant to act upon. You'll consider it to be active. You'll have the choice of whether to go for it or not. But you're meant to act on it. Not necessarily go with it or go against it. You're meant to act on it. Wasn't even paying attention to my screen. Sometimes I forget I'm dealing with the aspect of this phone. Definitely going to look like something that's coming your way, and opportunities, small opportunities, but the potential is there for something bigger. I also say how this first approaches you and comes at you. You might be tempted to hold out for something bigger. But I think the main thing to think about here is small steps. I think I'll pull one more thing, but my space is running out here between the camera and this one. So I may go on to the next message. What I have here are small steps Have faith in the small steps, the opportunities that come your way, and pivot and hop your way through them. Pivot and hop your way through them. A new phase is coming, a new phase that's coming. It's not necessarily going to come with a parade and banners and congratulations, you've reached the big time type of notices. But I believe they can lead to something very rich and something that is very all encompassing, something that you do go and choose above all others. With that soulmate energy, I'm going to pull a few more, but I definitely have here. Know that things, if you felt like you have been throttled in your actions, in your speed, things just have not been working out for whatever reason, not for lack of trying. That's the key word here, not for lack of trying, not for lack of ability, not for lack of interest. Things that you have expected would go smoothly just because of, again, your interest, the time, etc., the paces you've been putting in. And this is more than just talking about this year, this is talking about last, and so forth. Things are going to be going fast now. Very fast. Also, too, the things that are coming fast, many little things, little opportunities, those little opportunities will pile up on your plate. You can't take all of them. You can take some of them. Definitely can take some of them. You can take more than one. You can't get all of them. But you can definitely choose how to arrange it, what and which to arrange. And understand that out of those opportunities, those small opportunities that are coming your way, perhaps too, the ones that appear the quietest or the ones that appear the most, I want to say, like benign, the most mild ones, the easiest ones to handle, whether this is work, whether these are people, possible romantic partners, possible friends, regardless of whether we're talking about which area of life, because this will affect all. Understand that you should pay attention to, I feel like saying, the smallest moves that give you either the biggest visibility, or the smallest moves that, or the smallest opportunities, let me put it this way, the smallest opportunities that give you the biggest arena, visibility, or movement. Maybe there are other positions, for instance, if we're talking about work as an example, maybe there are positions in which you'd have lots of, or you'd have clout, whether that's a title, whether that's more work, whether that's whatever that may be. And then there are other opportunities where you're just coming on as a member of the team or just something to get a project done. And that's, pretty, low key, right? You're not going to be introduced with any sort of my partner or director or manager or whatever. I feel like also too, it's the opportunities here that are the quietest and the most unassuming. Apologize for that. I hope you don't hear my swallowing. Sometimes when I hear people doing talking and then they hear the swallowing, I don't really like those sounds. Maybe I'll mute it next time. I do hope you didn't hear that. But anyway, it's like the smallest actions, the smallest opportunities that carry the most visibility without it being ostentatious with a specific title. but the actual work that you do, the environment you'll be around or you'll be able to move to, that's what's to pay attention to. I'm also going to say with foreign, make sure or go after the opportunities that expose you to entirely different situations, entirely different locations. I'm also going to say in this energy as well, if there's been anything that you've been dealing with and let's say you know about that situation or those people or that location to some extent, then it's not really foreign to you anymore. It has familiarity, right? And if there's something else that comes and it is different, go with it different. Try and go with something, try and go outside of your comfort zones, outside of what's known as much as possible. Cover as much ground as possible, especially I'd say with Eight of Wands again. And think about general Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy is not really meant to go and sit. Not meant to sit. I will pull 3 more cards and then we'll go off to the next message. I have 2 cards here. I want this card. I have gossip. I have single. Oops, I have 2 cards there. I have sexist. Not going to be an easy work or situations no matter what you choose. This is work or people. I guess I'll also say as well with that message here, if this is about love for those of you dealing with love, or let's say, excuse me, those of you single, because I don't have necessarily dealing with love or not. I have stagnation that's been happening, unsatisfactory results that have been happening. You've been throttled. You know, your movement has been definitely clamped down. For those of you, especially if you are looking for partnerships, I'm going to say that you have a reputation that precedes you. And I'm not going to say it, not at all a bad reputation, or let's say the people who would be talking about you, they have, you know, it's nothing about being bad or not. With the Queen, 7 of Swords and Queen of Swords is just simply standing your ground. Standing your ground and no one's full. And because of that, because you stand, you define your space, what you will accept, what you won't accept, what you will do, what you won't do. And that is precisely the fodder for this even more reason to go and to new grounds. I'm also going to say with Ivy League soulmate, mentally unstable, and sorry, that jealousy here. Jealousy in what you can do, how you conduct yourself. They don't get you to bend. Not good enough for the situations to compromise, to bend. Of course, bending here in this action is also not really a trait of the person I'm talking about here, the person I have here. There's one more thing I want to say here. Oh, well, just very Very strong energy as well. I'm going to say as well with gossip, sexist, and single. Under all this energy, when I was going back to the type of opportunities that are being offered, maybe you will have some sort of um, either clout or position or name or status. Maybe you won't, but the main thing you'll have, regardless of what's coming, is you will definitely be in the spotlight. You definitely in that position, whether it is a relationship or whether it is, or let's say friendships. I'm not really saying just a relationship. I'm seeing meeting and dealing with people and situations. You definitely are going to have a very lead role, not necessarily a role to go and follow. And if they're even in relationships or friendship, you're the one who's going to be setting the cadence in terms of what's going to be done, what's not going to be done, and so forth. So know that although you may not have explicitly, whether it's work, may not explicitly have a title, or whether it is a friendship, may not explicitly be there, oh, we are together. You I'm going to say too, if it's friendship, it's the kind of friendship or friendships that you'll be making. Friendships will be introduced to those people's circles. Right? It's not necessarily, it's going to be a status that you'll go and own, a space you'll own, an ability you'll own if it's work. That kind of energy. Let's go and see another message, but I do want to shuffle these first. Let's fold these in. That's a little big, barely fit in my hands. Oops. All those cards just falling all over the place. That can stay there. And this one. All right, let's see. Get them kind of even. And then I'll shuffle the second deck. We'll get our next message. Okay. Oops. I keep on forgetting there's nothing in there, so I am going to get a drink of my tea. I am going to mute it because, as I said, I don't like hearing people like the sound of swallowing. That bothers me. So I don't know how sensitive the microphone is. Okay. Let's. The tea I drink is a tea that is an Earl Grey with some grape juice. And it has such a dry flavor to it, too, a dry note of the tea that pairs nicely with and it's watered down juice, obviously. Just the way you put a little soy milk or cream into your tea. Just a little bit. of juice. I like apple juice, well, apple cider. I like apple cider or grape juice in my teas. One of my favorite combinations is mint tea with apple cider. That's one of my comfort drinks. All right, another message. Rumors. What kind of rumors are going about? With rumors here, you've been visible. You've also been visible and yet really engaging, not really sitting down and talking and chit-chatting and so forth. You've been visible and yet keeping your own space. Enough for people to be aware of you, enough for people to notice you, but not enough for them to feel like you're friends, like you're together. Like their space and your space are worthy of joining. Could be that in your, could be in just in general, could be your way to go and keep certain things where they belong. For instance, if there are groups of people that you interact with, I don't really care if it's neighbors, someone in the coffee shop circle, someone or the bar circle, whatever it may be, someone in at work. Did I say neighbors? Basically, any place where you could find a group of people who are not the ones who you would invite into your home, but you would still be around them. Think about it that way. You only go so close. You only allow people to get so close. And ultimately, they know of you. They have things they can overhear or glean about you from others. Topic of conversation, definitely. But you don't involve yourself with them. You're not a member of the pack. Of course, maybe member of the pack is not the right phrase either. But you definitely are not a member of the circle. Their circle, whoever is, you keep yourself removed. And number one, to go and keep yourself separate, to go realize, well, this is not my situation. This is not my group of people. These are not the people who you'd have over in your house as a guest, right? That type of closeness and boundaries. It's a wonderful move to go and keep yourself separate. But I'm going to say, as you're keeping yourself separate, people are definitely realizing you, again, are not sharing your space, not sharing your time, keeping yourself apart. And they can tell that you are moving differently. They're also anticipation, not just anticipation of what you're gathering, but people are watching you even more so, talking about you even more so, because they know that there's something that you're cultivating that you'll move into where they cannot, but they will watch. In fact, the energy that I have here It's almost like waiting for harvest time to arrive. Let's go and find out some more. Is this someone who's salivating over you? Or is this moving out of this visibility? Weeks, enabler, couch potato, and passionate. I should find the energy here just a tad disturbing. Because as I said, it's spectator energy, couch potato, and rumors. I'm going to start pulling some tarot, but what I have here to start, is well, people are going to be watching your success. Who exactly are watching your success? Well, you are going to go and make some significant moves because you keep yourself busy. You hustle. And that hustle is visible by those who can recognize a hard worker, by those who recognize again that you are not their type, you are another type of being, another type of creature. Look at you hustling. Hustle, 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 hustle. I'm going to get one more tea. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, Seven of Cups over there. Eight of Pentacles. It is, of course, a transformation number. It's also a destiny number. Seven of Cups. I actually am growing more and more in Seven of Cups energy for some reason lately. Seven of Cups here with Eight of Pentacles definitely is the ideas that you are having in your head, the ideas you are working on, the situations you're working, opportunities, but definitely is making use of everything that comes to your table. Maybe a little frantic in here, maybe a little bit of an overload. Obviously, I'm going to say with Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups, obviously all this hustle is inspired. Well, things haven't been exactly working out, or there has been something that has not been worked out before that inspires all this hustle, all this movement, all this not quite desperateness, but something along those lines. Hello, Pharaoh. How are you? That energy is definitely here. But despite that, it's also a maturity. Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups is a maturity of also understanding, there are things that you can work with and there are things that you can't. Even when those things that you can't work with fail, there are still lessons to be learned from that. There's not just a realization that you need to carry with yourself of only the good things, only the successes, also the failure. And contrary to what some belief thoughts may be like, oh, I'm only going to focus on the good things, only the good news. When something fails, it's healthy to have regret. And I think it's also necessary as well to acknowledge and hold that regret, because a failure is something that didn't work out. It's okay to acknowledge the sadness of what could be, but now is no longer. Just like it's healthy to acknowledge the successes that you have and the reason why you gain them. With a situation, celebrate the situations that allowed you to take advantage of them. To only lean towards one side or the other, in other words, like lean into only your successes, or likewise to lean only into your failures, that's too one-sided, and also too not really allowing you to make real changes as you go through life and as you tackle other ideas in your head, other ideas and situations that can be worked with. So I actually think Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups is a mature energy. It's an understanding. I think it's very healthy too. Despite what hasn't worked out, it hasn't also killed off hope. Despite what has not worked out, you're still picking yourself up and continuing regardless. And that kind of energy that I have here is also the energy that you need to lean into more. Even though what you are working on and what you're working towards in the situation that you're in may not be ideal, you could think, it could be so much better if I just had this or that. If the circumstances and situations, we have tangibles here with between cups and pentacles, if they had been a little different, things could be so much better. But dealing with a situation where you're at now, and the fact that you still have abilities and you still have tools and you still have direction, that's a blessing. Also, too, as much as I hate to go and say it with Seven of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Cups, I feel like this energy, the Five of Cups here, is really to ensure that you keep on going in the same situation, the same direction that you've been planning on. Just because certain ideas did not work out doesn't mean at all they weren't good. They just couldn't be realized at that particular nexus point, that particular junction. And it's also calling for you to innovate as well. What directions do you want to go in? What ideas do you have in your head? And continue to go and build it out. Some things work, some things don't. With a Six of Pentacles here as well in our little quartet. If I can just squeeze that in a little bit more. In the quartet, it's basically just talking again about proceeding. Not everything's going to work out to your advantage, but there are things that are going to go and work out. And that's all about, well, one could say life. First of all, make sure you continue to go and have the courage and the freedom to work out your ideas. And there's always another point to go and be developed. When you start seeing the successes of where you are, even the failures still go and give you a point A or a point B. But the most important thing is that you go forward. And you're also able to go and see the validity of certain ideas and situations based upon where you are right now and the tools you have at hand. So it's also saying to be practical with what you're working on. Be aware of the area that you're in, who you're working with, and the tools at hand. Be very present. Forward thinking, but don't jump ahead. You can also think about this energy if I was going to put in an analogy. If something that I've heard from a whole bunch of people really into real estate that use it as an investment portfolio, they always talk about how you don't buy a cheap place in a bad neighborhood or a cheap area, and then you basically develop it like crazy, right? Because where is the investment going to come in if you're ready then to go and sell it and the place has all these type of amendments that may have been nice for you to live in, but if you wanted to go and get a return on your investment, you're not really going to get it because of the location. What's exactly feasible. So it's also talking in this energy too, a little bit of conservativeness as well. It's maturity and conservativeness. Don't go overboard on what you're doing. Keep in mind your market, keep in mind your area that you're in, keep in mind with what's possible. Don't try and also overextend, because there's no point in doing that where you're at. And also too, keeping that in mind, before I go on and pull some more cards, it's also too in this energy, in order to go and get sufficient traction, you don't have to put 10% effort, 100% effort. You could put in maybe 40% of your usual quality of effort, maybe 60% of your usual quality of effort. You don't have to put in 100% of your effort because the situation doesn't warrant it. Again, it's the same thing as if you try and build some glorious piece of architecture in a place that has a median income area that is, or a value area that's just very, low investment. I mean, unless you want to burn your money, but it's not prudent. We're also talking about maturity, prudence, and also to appropriate steps and actions for where you're at. So keep that in mind too with rumors, wonderful move, and faith. I definitely feel in this energy. I have people who know of you, people who you don't engage with, or if you engage with the bare minimum. I have that you hustle, you keep on need to apply yourself, keep yourself busy. Things are going to go and move. When they do start moving, don't put 100% effort in. Put the effort that's appropriate for the situation. Appropriate for the situation. Let's see. I have monkey, so year of the monkey could be appropriate also to someone born in the year of the monkey. And I feel like somebody told me the year of the monkey on my last Aware and Beware. The year of the monkey could have been 2022. Could have been one of those COVID years. You can go and check online to go and see when the last year of the monkey was, but it could also be someone born in the year of the monkey. It could also be somebody with the qualities of monkey. So think someone who is very, very intelligent, someone who is very, very active, someone who is very, very curious, also to someone who's not about to fade into the background. This person doesn't necessarily own the spotlight, but if given a chance to, if it's appropriate enough, if there's the space to, they definitely can go and entertain the spotlight quite well. And I have sexy. With Pita, that is a characteristic, a dosha, as it's called. I have Chinese markers. I have some Indian markers. According to the three doshas, there's air, fire, and earth. This is fire, so somebody could also have quite significant fire. They could also have the characteristics of that body type. That's someone who's athletic. They could be tall to medium height. They are active. Not only are they initiators, but they can also follow through and complete things quite well. They have the stamina not only to start, but they can also complete. Very energetic, very enthusiastic, very charismatic. Also, too, the type that people would want to be around. People feel invigorated just by being with them. They can drum up really, really strong support. I'm going to say with sexy, Pita, and monkey all here. Well, essentially, people are going to want to work with you. People will be inspired with how you handle things and how you can the range. Plus, your personality itself makes. Well, I have rumors here. I do have wonderful move. I have passionate. I do have people would like to get closer to you. They like to know more about how you tick, how you move. And I have snake. So also keep in mind with snake, snake is, again, we have another zodiac. Could be the year of the snake. 2025 is the year of the snake, the year of transformation. I don't know when the last year of the snake was. You can check it out. But if you want to think about the qualities or someone born in the year of snake, you can definitely check those out. Qualities of the year of the snake fits in very well, I believe, with more than monkey because this is eye catching. Also, someone who's fashionable, they put themselves together well. Maybe they don't quite consider themselves fashionable, but they are striking. You can pick them out, crowd and public image. Also, too, how they conduct themselves, public action, public face. This person has a very sophisticated public face. I almost feel like with monkey here and the rumors and then this Eight of Pentacles energy, sophisticated public face, but there could be also something here that's a bit erratic. Not everything is smooth and in the presentation. Not everything is as smooth as it could be. There's some hiccups here, a little bit of what jumps. Okay, let's go and get another message. We'll do one more message. I guess I'm also going to say in this energy, keep on hustling, keep on moving if this message applies to you. Keep on moving. Things are, it's actually a similar vein of that first message that we have. Things are changing. With weeks, things will be changing in weeks. Transformation is coming. What you seek, what you've been working for is coming. That's probably also why I have that energy about that message about moderation. Don't put 100% effort into something that's only worth 60 or 40%. Don't be a perfectionist. Because also too, for the wonderful move, the whatever that was coming up, faith, and some of those other cards that spoke about change that's arriving, you don't want to burn yourself out by the time that opportunity, the real opportunity, starts to come. Don't overwork yourself and frazzle yourself so much. 7 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, so much. Don't frazzle yourself. 5 of Cups, that by the time it's asking you to really haul weight, you'll be tired. Don't exhaust yourself. And give yourself a little bit of time. Be steady and continue at a pace you can comfortably maintain. Let's see, one more message. Red flag. Casual. And I have magic. If someone is playing with fire, someone is trying to upset the order of what should be, and is very cavalier about that. Page of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. Someone's trying to make an impact. Someone's trying to make a difference in what someone gets. And all they will end up doing is just simply delaying what is owed, delaying what is due. Just a little bit of a delay. A little bit of a delay. Fraud. Don't be deceived by what something looks like or someone. Ooh. Somehow I don't feel this is a message for someone who's been delayed. I'm going to say someone tried to dabble in spots in energy pockets they should not even touch. They went in there too cavalierly, too confidently, with too much swagger, thinking they could stop something or they could divert something that's already been set in motion a long time ago, set in motion because whatever is building up for someone, they waited for it, they owed it, they worked for it. But somebody tried to divert something or is trying to divert something. They're putting their energies where it has no business going. This person could be quite attractive. If they're not quite attractive, let's say this person with handsome here is quite charming. We have a charming person. We have a person that people like. And this person did something not nice. Now, whether magic, well, this is a tarot channel. This is an energy channel, to be more specific. Not quite tarot, this is energy work. Tarot is just one of the tools being used. And so whether they are actively putting out, I also think, by the way, thoughts are just as powerful. Words are just as powerful. Actions are just as powerful. It's all you are moving the environment, the ether around you. A thought is just as powerful as an action, just in a different way. Think about it this way too. The lifespan of a bean sprout and the lifespan of a tree in terms of how you move, what you think. It all has the same sort of movement. I'm also going to say it all has the same sort of potential. Same sort of potential, maybe different qualities, maybe. But they move at different times, right? The way that they come to maturation and actual growth you can measure with your eyes, those are different things. So that's also what I'm going to say here with magic. A thought is just as powerful as an action. It just moves in a different type of time span than the other. And what I have is a warning. Somebody has or is trying to touch something they should not even be touching. What they're touching is a wellspring that goes much deeper, much darker, and is owed that person. They should not even go and touch that, because backfiring will come for them in a not pleasant way, much sooner than they expect. Someone is doing something naughty, and with that naughtiness, they are going to get a confirmation of what they've done, and it's not going to be what they expect. I'm not going to pull anything more on that because that's nasty. But that's what I have here. If I was going to say signs, well, I do have some fire here with with Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio. I have strong Aquarius, so seven of swords, seven of swords, five of swords, star. And then I do have some Aries. I have like Scorpio, Aquarius, and some fire. But what I am going to say more than anything in terms of signs, someone is touching where they should not even go. It's going to backfire on them in a very unpleasant way. And think about it and the growth of a tree and a bean sprout. What you see right away is not the full story. A thought is just as powerful as an action. Thoughts and actions, you're setting a whole range of things in motion and that will not be visible, number one, all at once. You won't be able to stop. Just not good. Not good. I think I'm going to end this here. I do have things I plan on doing first thing in the morning. Of course, I would love to do one more reading to get that aftertaste out. What a good message for whoever they are trying to mess with. But I pull on energies. I get energies of people who both do good and do bad. And I'm empathetic towards both. And I feel bad from that person. Bad's coming to that person. That person did bad. They're getting bad. Feels very unpleasant all the way around. I would like to do one more, but just to get that aftertaste out. But anyway. Unless anybody has any personal questions that you would like me to go and pull for you on. But if that isn't the case, then I wish you all the most beautiful day. Do know that someone is going to be getting their just desserts in a very apropos way. You know what's really nasty about that energy too of that last reading? Someone went into something, or someone's going into something just for the hell of it. Part of it is egotistical. Part of it is also because almost like an experiment, a test of power, a test to see how far they could go. And with what they're doing and or what they did, I'm not focusing on time. Plus time is fluid. But with that action, that intent, that's not something that is just going to even arrive in one way. It's that what doing that action, that's something that's going to smear on them for a really long time. That's the thing that's so freaky about it, too. There's going to be things smearing on them, and it's going to follow them for a long time. It's just not one bad thing and that happens and that's that. No. I'm not saying a bunch of bad things are going to happen either. What I'm saying is that that person, it just welcomed themselves into having something really dirty smeared on them for a really long time, longer than they'd expect. That's what's really gross. That's what's really bad. And that's what I feel. That's, as I said, I pull on people who both deserve good and do good and people who do bad. And I have empathy for both. And that person is going to have something really filthy smeared on them, really nasty smeared on them for a very long time. It's going to everything they touch, that smear is going to be on it too. It's filthy. Anyway, I am going to go. Yeah. You know, it's what's deserved. And that's why, too, you shouldn't go and shouldn't touch negativity necessarily. Shouldn't touch negativity, shouldn't go into negativity. Or even people who think that they can manipulate. They can block, they can stagnate, they can do something because maybe they feel they have the appropriate protections or not. There's no such thing as appropriate protections. You get out energy, you get back that energy. And whoever is doing or in that energy of that reading I just pulled, something very filthy is going to be smearing itself on them for a very long time, on everything they touch, everything they do. And that's gross. Real gross. Anyway, yes, sending everybody wishes for the most beautiful day. And until next time, bye-bye.